Standing here for like a minute, so you can like read that. Because it's doing that behind you.
What's going on? Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that like real soft material that Polo uses? Like where it's almost flannel, but not quite, but it's real soft, your shirt?
Yes, kind of. Yes, I saw it. Why are you asking?
I have one that's very Christmassy and I've been losing weight. And I can finally wear it. It's like Christmas colors.
Okay,
So I'm not just gonna lie, I'll probably wear it to a Christmas party or something. And I put it on, I was like, oh, this is so soft and nice.
So
It's
soft.
a big
Yes,
polo too.
polo.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is
polo.
really
Yes.
nice.
True. I like it.
That's good stuff. I'm kind of sad though. These are like the nicest jeans I have. They're also
The
polo.
juice, the polo. Okay.
But because I've been losing weight, I basically went from not being able to wear them and then finally putting them on and now they're too loose.
Okay.
So I just have my belt cranked down, but I'm not gonna be able to wear these soon and it makes me sad.
But they like the texture. I really have, but because for jeans, like I mainly wear the Levi's,
Yeah.
Yeah, Levi's.
My problem with Levi's was always, I could get two of the exact same jeans, like the same cut, like both 511s or 505s.
505.
Size, but then they'll both fit differently. That's what I've run into with Levi's.
Yeah.
But generally, that's what I would buy Levi's.
Okay, just ready.
Yeah, I think it was 15 ago. Did you join the Wonder Web? Yeah, I think we're.
Okay. So for for today we will still like go back for our web. So this part we'll talk about the CSS. So last time I mentioned about the bootstrap, so you can try to call those function or look at the bootstrap official documents, like what kind of elements you can use, right? And but today we need to know because when we need learning and web development, one part of it is like, okay, you can use it, but if you need to modify, then how can you like really understood all those tags, or like if you need to change the color, how can you override it or modify it? Okay, so you need to know. So at least when we or look at the file when you create the project, so we have the like app.css. Okay, so what's the CSS representing? So it's a cascading style sheet, and then it's mainly to styles the layouts and the appearance of the UI. So it's mainly like you look at it. So no matter you want to change the colors like fonts, space, padding, position, so everything of your HTML elements. Okay. So when we try to use the CSS, then we try to keep our HTML structure separately from the presentation. So better for it, and then consistency. So we can apply the same style across like multiple pages. Okay. So when you work on your project or you create pages, so make sure they're in same style. Try not to create like one. So you barely see a website. You say, okay, homepage is this color, and then about us is another style, and then your context is like other type of style. So you barely see. So they always have the same style. Okay, and then makes it like easier to maintain and update. So maybe you have some like global style. So when you apply, so all of them they apply to all the elements. But for some specific one, then you will modify it. You can access it. For the syntax, like all the basic syntax will be same. If we try to import CSS file, so we need to have called selector. So selector will be so all these like called the H1, div def, or like other like p paragraph, H1, 2, 3 like this, and all those like text will be called the selectors, and then we have the property. Okay, so the properties including the color, and then like font size, or you can add those like padding, all those like spacing. So all this will be the property, okay? And then we will assign the value, okay? So if you have multiple properties and value you need to modify, remember to put the semicolon, like of each line. So okay, so make sure like for all the property have their own semicolon, okay? So this is only syntax, nothing more than this, okay? But we have lots of options, okay? So you can choose possible components, including those like we talk about selector, property, and then value. So if in the exam you see like I'm asking H1, what's this one? So you need to know is a selector, or like give what's the example of a property, or which one is like belongs to the property, then you need to know, okay? And those like elements, we including the element selector. We have the H1P, those will be a selector. And then if you see a dot notation and follow with the name, so that one we always call the class name. So we call the class selector, okay? And we have the ID. So ID comes with the palm size. So we have an ID name. So what are the differences? We will show it in the line. And then for the attribute selector, so we have the square bracket like type of text, but we barely use it, but depends on your project, or like when you're working, developing your website, then you may need to use, but most pretty common. So elements, class, and ID selectors, we're going to modify. So right here, if I'm using dot, so what's this one belongs to? It's which selector? Yes. Okay. So there, so once like based on the notation right here, so is you say it's dot will be class selector. Okay. And then we try to change the class with the background color yellow. Okay. Pretty straightforward. So we were seeing like we change the then you may ask the question, how can we change, or like how can we know the class? So we can define when you build the element. Okay. But we'll show you later. And then we for the cascader and then the specificity. So first cascade is how can we style like being applied when we have multiple rules match it. You need to know the sequence. So the level like for the elements, we have the lowest, okay. And then we for the class and attribute, we have higher. And then we have IDs, even higher than class. And then inline style. So will be have a highest, like based on what you did before. If I didn't go down for the details, based on this, like anybody, so knowing what's inline style, like you know what's like guess what's inline style. If you look into details, like when you are working on the your React project, so what's the possible inline? So if you have no idea, inline is like when you try to build a so well, you need to have a clear idea is like when we have a color inline, so it will be right here, look like, okay, so everything inline will be right here, okay.
Embedded in your HTML.
HTML, yeah, so inside your project. So you see like that right here. So everything you change right here will be have a highest priority. So it will be the last effect applied. Okay. So if you have like global, let's say we have the called the app.css, we do apply on it, right? And then I have maybe you can see dot notation, and then do you remember what's the dot notation we represent? Which type of selector class? Okay, so I have a class dot h customize, and then if I have ID, then it ID highest. Okay, and if I put in like override, sometimes you have a question. Okay, if I skip a for the element selector, we have a called a P or H1, and then I give a class, and then I assign. Maybe I give the form size is if I let me create a new one. Okay, So if I have let's say I have let's say H1, okay, H1. So it's the header size like H1 largest. So maybe I change the font size to 12. Okay, and then I have a maybe I have a tag maybe called the username, maybe like this. Okay, and then I change the font size to 24. Then you need to know, like if I putting them like in the same CSS file, which one has a high priority, or like which one will be taken. So you need to know for the ID, it have a second highest. So if you try to import the CS file and then you try to create the inline, then you need to know why. Maybe you try to say I want to modify the color, I want to modify the font size, I want to change the font family, or like I want to add some padding. But why it didn't apply? Probably because you change you maybe have an inline style, but you're only changing the some like class style. So that's why your inline style always overwrite your class or ID style. Okay, so just be careful of this one, so you know to know their orders priority. And so when we try to create the example, so we have a like say header, and then we give the color. So this one we're going to apply in this way. So you need to know the ID. So if sometimes you mix the selector will be dot class, and then with palm side will be ID. So that's how we declare. And inside the CSS box model, we have different components. So we have like contents, like padding, border, and margin. If no matter which website when we open it, let's say right here I'm using for your development, I would pretty recommend if using Chrome, so use the inspect. So right click inspect, all the inspect, it will show all your HTML all the source codes and then networks. For debugging, it's pretty useful. Okay. If you try to create your own React app applications, and if you want to modify, sometimes you can see, okay, if I have a input, like have a week 11 right here. So I can see a tag right here, I have H1. So you say the class, right? You ask, how can we declare a class? You will see. So here's the class. So you can give the class, and then you can have a different class name. So based on the class name, you can give the style. Okay. So and then we can even have an ID, give them ID, and then so this one will be inline. So if I give the style inline, will be here with the style. So you can see this one is called the inline style. I give the style and the opacity, and then top left, and then for the box. Sometimes if you scroll down, you will see the box right here. We have the padding, border, and margin. Okay. Obviously you're able to, and if I add let's say if I change the padding to 10, right here, 10. So you see it goes down a little bit. And then if I change the border to 20, okay, so if I click on here, is the border and padding. Padding is on the top, so it's the whole box. And then sometimes we have the margin. Okay, so if I set the margin to negative 100, and then right here, but of course, it really depends on which element, like you setting their location, their size. If you say I want to like go negative, maybe I will go upper, but maybe because you are under certain tag or element, then the maximum location or the position will be over a certain preset element. Okay. Also depends on CSS you declare. And so all these you will see if you right click look at all the website, you can get some example. Okay. So then when you look at it, and then you know which one you should modify. And one now is pretty convenient. If you want to change the color, font size right here, then you can just even click on it and then get the original color and the padding. So right here you see For debugging, you will see the element dot style right here. So this one is for yourself. You can test, you can add it by yourself. So you can change the from size equals to maybe you can choose large. Okay, and then like this. And if you see they have a deleted, that means they have some override, or like they will override the their style. So right here you see the font size right here is deleted. So it means like, okay, so I have a high priority style applied to this element, okay, to the tag. And let's like keep going. So we have this one is called the box model. So the box model will be a small tiny one right here. So the content itself and then included padding border margin. So you can refer this one. It's pretty useful when you want to create something. Sometimes you want to like give more space. Then you need to think, should I give in the padding or like the border or the like is a margin? So all these will be a location. So we can give sometimes the div is the just the empty tab. So itself it doesn't apply any function style for your elements. Okay, so sometimes they're pretty common for the developer, like for us to use. Like if I want to group certain text together and then applying style, then I can use the def, the div. Okay, and then sometimes I give a name or put the comment, I give a def and then give a class or ID. Okay, so maybe this one div and then I give the class. It's called the maybe usernames group or address box like this. Then you can apply the, okay, you can set the width, height, or color size, anything. Okay. And then one more thing is about the layout techniques. So layout techniques, like we can use like flow for the layout or like flex box. And then the grid, we probably use a lot for the layouts, like setting a grid. And I will show you in the example later. And right here, we have like the for the fonts. If you need to edit on a font, then we have different types. Let's say we have the font family. Okay, font family will be so font family. You can declare font family right here. Okay, so they will have a different type. Maybe you use a lot. Maybe we can use fantasy. Okay, so I will change it so you can see the fonts it changed. Okay, and more than that, you'll change the size, weight, or the style, and then we have called the text property. So we have the colors, alignment. Sometimes if you want to put the text like on the left, center, or on the right, or sometimes like on the bottom, top, so you can declare all these things. So for P is a paragraph. Okay, we can declare paragraph, and then we can set the multiple different type of family, font family. The advantage of putting multiple, so you will see there are two font families right here. Is that in case for your browser or your system doesn't contain this font family, then they will choose the second one. Okay, they don't have a first one, they will go for a second one. Okay, but pretty common. I think the fonts family we are using nowadays, they are all like available in all the system. So pretty common. We say the first one. Most, I say we actually no limit, but most of the time in comments we only put like 2 or 3. And the reason why we are not putting multiple font family, because like, first we will choose the fonts is common like in the library. We won't like choose really special. You have to install it because you need to make sure all the computer you like available. And it's kind of like as a backup, like in case the first one you couldn't load, then get a second common one. So we want to say putting 10 fonts like it's not useful. So yeah, so it's more like in the yep. Yes, they do have some pretty. I think it's the Arial is the pretty default one they're using. Yeah, and but those like if you're really like in your implementation, if you didn't really declare, we always come with the default should be the same. Yeah, yeah, the one they always available. Yeah. And then the color, for the color, we have different way to represent. If you want to declare like red, black, orange, those common, you can just use the the word, okay, to showing the color, or if you can use some the hex number with the digit, then you can change the color. So let's say, okay, color. Okay, so here you can see the other names, right? Okay, if I want to change, so you can see, or if you want to pick the color, then you can use right here, maybe 1, 2, 3, something, and then you can click on it, and you can choose the color. Okay, and if you're using Chrome, then you can pretty easy to click on color and then test it. Okay, if I want to choose the color like this one, and then you can choose. Okay, here's a hex number. Copy it and put it right here. Okay. Or when you declare your style. Okay, so you can put in let's say the color, and then you can put it in like this. It will show. If you're using IDE, it's pretty also it's the same. So it will show the color how it looks like. Okay, and then you can choose. And pretty common if you want to choose the theme color for your website, maybe you can check like what's the topic color. When you develop, sometimes if you based on the trend, I say maybe like next year, what's the new color, then you can I think there's certain is green. Let me see. HTML trend color. So color chart or something. If you want to like looking for some exam colors available online, so you can refer to it and then choose the one, and then when you click on it, they will give you what's the hex. So here's the hex. And then if you want to use the RGB, you can declare the RGB. So you need to type it, or sometimes you need to define the transparency. Also, you can have like the fourth parameter for the transparency. And they are pretty a lot like trending colors. So they have some like called a Pantone. So you can choose maybe some colors they're using. Okay, slightly purple, and then you can look at it. So you can guess. So if you want to use it for your project, then you can refer to, okay, if you need, you can choose the theme. The vendor, I think it will pretty common, and then if they use the color like this, they will give you different Pantone. So you can refer to, okay. And then for the test alignment, then you can like define them as center, left, right. So you can see, and also for the background, some like color. So you can not only color for background, you will see we have a background image. Okay, we can set an image or like set the background size. For the background image, you can set like it's fitted, then it will enlarge, or like are you using repeating? So if your picture is like too small, and then if you set repeated, then it will just like duplicate and repeating to fill up your background. Okay, so here's using the image, and then set the URL. Sometimes you attach it with your source file, so you can use the URL and then put the image file. Okay. If you decay is called repeat. Okay, so you need to define it. Okay, sometimes like fitted, then it will enlarge it. So Yes, yeah, you need to make sure like sometimes it doesn't look nice, or for some of the website, if they want to use some patterns, so they would design some patterns. It's like even you repeat it, you didn't think it's like only a small picture. Okay, yeah. So they were like when they try to make it, they make the border like for the line, some pattern they can connect with like continuously extend. Yeah, yeah. So it's a style. So when you need to do it. And then for the border, we talk about the border will be the if you have a box, so you know the border. Most of the time we didn't have it, then you can define what's the width, width, style, color, and then if you want to like create a the curve corner, the angle, then you can define your radius. You can look at it, and then you can set that like the shadow for your box. We use the shadow a lot. So if you want to create an input box, you can tell the differences. Like if you try to add the shadow for your input field, the box, you would tell me, okay, it looks more grand. Okay. And then one more thing is about the responsive design. You have to consider if you try to build a website, then we need to detect the media, like what's the width. Okay. The responsive is okay if I'm using my desktop, then I have a highest, like what's the pixel based on the, and so then I can set the color. Also, I can set the layout. Okay. So if I'm using tablet, so most of pretty common way we are using it for website, we may be able to show 4 columns of products. Okay. But if you are using tablet, you know that because the width of tablet may be smaller. Okay, then you can adjust like from 4 columns to reduce to 2 columns. If you detect it's a cell phone like iPhone or Android phone, then you maybe change it to 1 column. Okay, so here's the design for your color responsive. And we do have lots of the CS firmware they will like preset for you. So the bootstrap is what we introduce, but you are feel free to use other firmware you still think bootstrap is not enough. They do have called a bootstrap React, so they are specific designed for the React project. So they're more like buttons. So sometimes if you look up on Google online, so they will have called a bootstrap. They try to import from the bootstrap. Sometimes they try to import from the bootstrap React. So just like you need to make sure you install both. Okay. Or if you are trying to import from other source, then you can do the same. And all these, like they will have a faster development, and then they give you the responsive design. So if you try to copy their source code and then use their tag, their tag and class, then you can use their pre-designed component. Then you don't have to like implement by yourself. But for the development, you need to know. Even like you can just like use it, but you know how they work, or like how can you modify. If you don't like the color, you need to change the fonts. For specific fields, if you think they are too small, then how can you modify? Then you need to learn how to change it. And we have the called the preprocessors after we like implement. So we have called the sciences or less. So they have like adding the variables, nesting or mixing of some function. So here you will see the dollar sign right here. Primary color we have blue, and then we pass the buttons with the preset like what's the primary color. Sometimes you need to let the user to now we will determine your system's color, like theme is the light or dark. Or if sometimes if you want to let the user to choose, okay, I want to change my background to a certain color, then how can you do that? Then you can pass the parameter. And then with the preset it, then you can replace it. So this one I start to blue to the buttons and background color. So always remember, like give the comments, like consistent naming, and then try to minify the CSS, maybe the shorthand property using the shorthand property, and accessibility, the contrast, font size, readability. So when you're designing your website. And when you most are pretty common like property you're using, maybe work on the display overflow on top, like position fold here, or like Z index, the layout. Sometimes you say, okay, I want to put the buttons, it's like have or the text over the button, or like the image is over certain things. Then you need to set the Z index. Okay, so this one is showing. And because like in the lecture, I won't be able to cover everything, but always good practice we first online. So W3 School is the pretty it's a website showing everything. So if you want to work on the background, okay, background, so you can see like background color, image, repeat, attachment position. So all this, like you can see the format. This one is like importing from the external CSS file. Okay, so if we need to import like from it or require, depends on syntax. ESX you can use require, or before that we can using importing. Okay, and we can define all the like all elements with the colors, like also the opacity or like the transparency. So like what's the with the 0.3 is like this, and then 1.6. So you can declare all this. And also you can using the RGB. So I mentioned about the RGB. If you only put the RGB, then you will have one so you have only 3 parameters. Okay, so only the colors. Okay, if you adding the A is representing you are taking the transparency. Okay, so if you want to let your background like including certain transparency, remember using RGBA. Okay, and then you can give the value. So it should be a false number. Okay, it should be contain a decimal. So 1 is full, then you don't have to declare. But if you want to have a slightly transparent, it depends on percentage, will be like 60%, you can put 0.6. 1%, 0.1. Okay, just like it, or 10%, 0.1. So it depends on how you want it to get. And then you have the image, and go to image. So you can import from your path location. Sometimes when you develop, then you can create a folder called images and then upload all everything, maybe your PNG, JPEG, all these files, and import it. And also if you want to import it. And then right here I say the repeat. So after you import the image, then maybe if you want to say like being repeated, so they have a called a repeat X. Then with the repeat X, we do have a repeat Y. So it's down right here. So depends on like Y is like repeating like vertically, and then if it's the X horizontally, so or like no repeat, so just only one picture. So if it's smaller than your page, then you will see some like white space in the edge. So you see, or like the position where it starts. So if the picture, you can set it from the right here will be right top, left top, and you can say that no repeat. So we do have more attributes you can assign. If you're interested, then you can refer to all these. And also the border will be the right here. You may confuse like what's the margin border, and right here, if I have a text, border will be right here, will be the box outside of this text. And because they're coming together, for padding will be the space between the box and your text. Okay, so that one's the padding. Okay, so if you could try to create a box, and then if you want to let the box have more space between your text, then you need to modify the padding. Okay, and for the margin, right here will be outside the box. Okay, so if you have multiple elements, and if you want to give a space between the box with like the 2 boxes, right? And if you want to give the space between 2 of them, then you have to modify the margin instead of the padding. The padding is like inside the box. So here's the margin padding and then the box. Okay, the border. So border is the right here, the border, the line right here. So if you adjust the thickness, so you see the border line right here. We're getting thicker, okay. And then you can choose the different type of the border. So it can be like dotted line, and then you will see the example right here. So you can see a dotted line, that's border, solid, double, and then both, and then maybe if you just want to have a left, right, no, hidden, and also a mix. So all these you can refer, and then you can set the colors. And for the other stuff, if you want to know the like colors, padding, alignments, test alignment, maybe you're using a lot, central, left, right. So all the priority. So regarding the version for the CSS, even now we didn't change. So everything right now, like you can always use, but you maybe when you working on your website, you will realize, okay, why this style they didn't apply on yours? Like maybe I have a table, but sometimes I want to change the table color. Then you need to check, okay, maybe this style only apply to the box, or is it applied to the content tab? That's okay. But the common is like you try to have a table and then you want to change the table color, but you change your text with the background color. Then you will see your text itself have a highlighted, kind of look like highlighted, but the box, the cell doesn't fill up the color because you are only added on the text, but not the cell. So you need to just be careful which element you're editing on, okay? And we have more, and then maybe you will try to using icons. Font Awesome is one of the library you can use, so you can import it and store it. So you can get a source and then get those icons right here. And I remember they do have a lots of different version. So just to make sure like which version you are using, and then you can search it. Maybe if you want to implement for login, and you can see, okay, what kind of icons you can use. They have some like free version, or some you have to like pay for it, and okay. And if you choose the one you want to use, and then you can see, okay, so right here, after you import it, maybe I use it for VN. So you can use the Font Awesome icon and then call it icon, just like copy this one, and you can use it. But what you need to do, you have to like import it first. Okay, install and then import it. Otherwise, you cannot use this icon. And where's my, okay, W3, okay. And sometimes maybe you need to create a list. So for the list, we can, you can choose like what type of the list. Maybe you have the like circle with a square. And when we talk about the Z index, so here's the layout. Okay, so if I have an image, maybe with the position, actually that means that it will fix the location like top and left and top will be right here, 0, 0. So will be start from the elements will be top left corner, and then -1. So it has the lowest. Okay, so if you give the higher number, it will be on top. Okay, so you can design. So if you're adding a new element or new pictures, text, then you can give them new Z index. So right here is like 1 will be the box, and 3 will be the gray box, and green will be 2. So when they combine together, so you can write here, let me see. So you will see the overlap. So the gray box will be on the top with the number 3. And then it will overlap the green box. So because the green box, it only have a index 2. Okay. Sometimes you will mix with the alignment. Sometimes you need to declare for the text. We call the text alignment. Okay. For the some box content, you can define is called the we call the alignment. So here's the called the text alignment. Okay. So it will define the text, but sometimes it's the maybe the certain object, or maybe it's a box, maybe your image. Then we have different alignment. So you say, okay, I use text alignment, but if that element is not text, then you are not going to apply on it. So you need to change it. And we do more stuff. You can see, even if you're working on the form, okay, we have a login, and for the password, then you may ask a question. Okay, if when you right now input the password, and how can you make some website, they will hide your password, right? They will change to extra. That means the star. Then how can we change it? And you can just, because there's a question, then I will let you guiding you to change it. Let me go back. I upload the sample code you will see from the week 11. Okay, so I give you some sample code. What for your practice exercise, I gave you the code will be for the app will be a component, so including the components they we need to work because I know some of still stay on the one I give you is the homepage about us, right? So this time, if in case for your project you need to create a login page, I think you need to do that with the account. So for the login, I only give you a sample code, so you have to work on the modify the CSS, change the layout. But why not let me start the project so you can look at it. Okay, so you will see right now the login is a whole page. Okay, then how can you change the CSS? Maybe if you think the login page, we want to look like this way. Okay, so it's impossible that the login form is taking the whole page. Sometimes you need to make the create a background, and then we have a box maybe located in the center, or from top to top center. And then you can allow to input the password, maybe abc@gmail.com. And then for the password, so you can look at the key, how can we hide it? And then we also need to create a page for the sign up. So sign up, maybe you need to input the name, email account, and then password. Maybe you need to validate. So for the common, for the website, they ask you to have a confirmed password. So they ask you to input one more time, and we need to validate. So let you think, okay, if I need to validate the password, how are you going to do? If I ask the user input password and then need to confirm the password, how would you do? Not in this moment. Okay. So right now, most of the time when you try to create the account, sign up, they ask you to input the password again. They will maybe have called a confirm password, right? And are they will send it to the database or no? And how would you handle, because you may need to implement? So I give you a sample code right here. So how can you, if I ask you to you just copy and paste, right, for the password, but you need to do something to validate. Because when you try to input the password, they doesn't match. They will say, okay, the password they are not match. They ask you to input one more time. So what should you do to check?
Use JavaScript and make a check before you send it to the server.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you can think about, you try to create later I will go back after CSS. I will go back to the Node.js syntax or some functions, like how can you using if condition or create some function. That means if you still remember, we need to create a mapping function, the arrow function, to listen to the event. Maybe when they finish the input, then you will try to match, maybe you say the password 1 and 2, and then check if they are match equal. Okay, if they're equal, then that means they are valid. Okay, if they are not equal, then maybe you need to have a message. maybe when they click the button, sign up, you need to validate the input first, right? So you will call a function validate password, and then you will match two password field 1 and 2. Make sure they are the same. Yeah. If no, then I will have a message. And one more thing is you need to do is that maybe you want to show the maybe have a red message right below the password. Say okay, passwords are not matched. This is like input again like this. Then how can you do that? So I only just give you the really rough and basic layout. So this one will be the login, sign up, and after you finish the login, then you will have the profile page. Okay, so I give you the one more is called a profile page. So all the fields you can modify. So pretty a lot of things. So I give you a lab time so you can download it, and then I can help you to like if you have some problem, like try to implement it. But start with the CSS, like modify, and then connect with the Happy.js server. I also gave you the I should also attach one. It's called the folder called Happy. So you can refer to this one, or like you can modify the Happy.js file, the server file. This time I call it index. So the index file right here. Oops. Okay. So all the index file will be same, and then we'll connect to your MongoDB. Maybe you need to create a new collection database, and then you can just like asking for users. One is for account, then you need to save the user account information like username, password, and email. Okay. And right now you may not need to think about the encryption, but if you need to implement the encryption, then which one you should use? Okay. Okay, maybe you need to import using the library to encrypt your password and then save it to your server. And if you're taking the security, you know, in this morning I talk about the VN. Okay, let's say I want to use the SA256. So you can use the npm JS sh256, then you can install it, and you can try to create the hash file and then create the update. Okay, so this one will be extra. Okay. For the web program, I cannot force you to say you have to use this, use that. But if you want to really create a nice website, you think it's good, then you have to study and search a lot of things and add to your website. Okay, but within this time, I can help you. Or like if you couldn't say, I try to copy and paste the code, but it doesn't work, then I can help you to fix it. Okay. And it's a process, like because I cannot tell you like one by one which one you should use, but you can try. Yeah, try to add those things, and you think okay. Also try to have an observation, because even all the websites you see right now, they are the example for you to like refer to. So when you say okay, if I log in using the D2 my D2L, when I log in the password, I input the username, I have a password. Okay. Then how do they decide? Okay, what's the next page, and then what's the flow? This time I give you one more example is about the login page, and you can give it the time so you can start to work on the CSS. And here's the style. So when we import the CSS file, you can see most of our example will be look like this, right? This is how we import. And if you ask the inline style will be, you can declare with the class, and then we can, if you want to change the style, we can add the style like this, and then you can do it in this like property. Okay, so it's called the inline style, have the highest priority. Okay, so most this will be the two common way you can do. I can give you the time, you can work on it, and then if you have some question how can you link with the Happy.js, then I can help you to fix it. Okay.
Let's do some.
Sunday evening. Yes, yeah. I think I create for your assignment, you need to give me the project, like your group topics.
And I wasn't sure, I don't think there was
Well, honestly, I don't think there was a document that I could find that directly associated with what was due. Sorry.
Oh no, for this one, you just need to tell me what do you want to like implement, just the topic, yeah. I will modify. Oh, don't worry about part one. I will change the deadline. Yeah, because that one I just like available. So don't worry about the part one. Okay. So you just need to give me the topic, and for the part one will be in November. So don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. Don't be scared. Okay. Happy Halloween. Okay. 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 I have no idea. So I think you are not, but I let you form a group by yourself. I think there's some. I saw right now there's 1, 2, 3, 3 groups. 3 groups. So I think maybe some of you not yet. Or how many? 3, 3, 6, 11 students right now. So I think there's some students not yet signed up the group. So remember to form the group, yeah, within, and then submit the topic. Yeah. Yeah. So this one is just like some like I build a basic, like I give you some points. So if you send the topic, tell me, okay, what do you want to build? If I say if you want to have if you love sport, so you tell me, okay, we try to create a website. So like something related to certain sport, like baseball, football, anything. Or if yeah. On one of you, like in the group, just choose one representative and then just reply. Yeah, I can see which group like you belongs to. So all of you will get the same copy. Okay. Okay. And yes, submit. And then for your exercise, we'll be working on the login page. Okay. And because like right now I give you the time to do it because after you submit it and then you need to prepare the project, and then while you're preparing for a project, also you have one more assignment coming out. Would be, yeah. I will recommend like around 3 to 5 students. Okay, because we are pretty small group. So if we have 5 students in the group, then actually you only have 4 groups. Okay. 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 And where I understood the for the website, actually it's a huge work. Because like not only the front end, also you need to complete the back end. I understand. So if you think the workload is too much, like you can like try to form a group, like bigger group. So like you can share the workload, or some of you like have better understand of so sorry for one thing, like I cannot cover the server side. But I know the Happy.js server or the MongoDB, I don't have enough time to cover, but I try to go back or help you to fix it, the setup, or try to give you the assignment to like at least you know the structure. Because even you don't know how it works, but if you follow the structure and syntax, you just copy and paste.
It's like the last assignment we had. Some of the previous source code help for, okay, I know this makes it interact with Happy, this makes it. So
Yeah.
that.
Yes, basically when you we implement those things, you should able to get something. Okay, and that's what for part one. Part one is that I can see, okay, you based on your topic, I see something like certain content, and then you are able to connect to your Happy.js, the server, and then get the data from the database and return it. It's okay. Okay. So if you give me the layout like even you give me the layout like this, it's fine. Okay. This one for part one, it doesn't matter. But for part two, you have to look the like at least like look at more like fancy, no slicer. Question.
Myself and I both joined the wrong group. We joined group 7. We wanted to join group 9.
Okay, let me. Yes, sure. You join it 7, right? You say. Okay. Okay, let me enroll and then let me see which page.
There's unchecked right there. I think if you uncheck it, you open not Matthew open.
Matthew. So I need to move
To group.
group 9. So Matthew. So I can take it out and then check. Maybe let me see, maybe in the page 2. Okay, check it right here. Okay. Matthew and Jack. Let me save it and then I move you to group 9. Okay. I can help you, so you
I
can.
think we can probably.
Yes. Let me see. Group 9. Are you all good? Let me check. So group 9. I can help you to assign, right? Check. Check week 11. You for today, week 11, I think you have a file code. Oh, really? Okay. Let me do it again. Okay, maybe I forgot to save it. Okay, thank you. Okay. Matthew. Okay. Okay. Let me save it one more time.
Just so that they can go back. Database section that. If we're gonna get it. I mean, you could just have.
Still has me, I'm in group 9 now, but I'm also in group 7.
Oh, you still over there? Oh, okay. Let me see. Maybe I forgot to. Okay. Let me see. Am I forgot to shift? No, I think you should be removed. Could you refresh? Let me see. Right here, Matthew, right here. Okay. Maybe I forgot to save it. Okay, you're safe right now. It's 1 group 7. Okay. Okay, double check. Okay, number.
The actual scope of the project, so the topic was. What do you want us to focus more on? Having a lot of functionality, like more.
No, just tell me what do you want to do? Just like topic, like just like one sentence is okay, or if you want to give me some description background, it's okay. So I just want to at least inform the group and know what you want to do. Like you need to talk with your group mate and so okay. I say if you want to work on something sport, it's okay. And then you can just create a website related to sport, or like if you want specific for football or certain, I want to build a website for my favorite sport. And it's okay, yeah. And but you need to think, one thing is like for this kind of maybe the topic you choose, maybe you are not only say, okay, I only show the content, but also you need to think about some functions, you know. For I will maybe give you more guideline later when you're working. So let's say if you have some like at least including what's the get and post, right? Then you need to upload certain content to the server side. Okay, maybe you need to have a user account to save it. And then if I like sport, okay, for sport, maybe I want to add the teams. I think the teams like playing record. Okay. Or if I want to like for a sport, but also I want to sell the equipment, pretend it's a shop. Okay. Football.
We discussed like a notebook type. Text.
Yeah, just a text, or you can input that from text. Yeah. Just like text, notebook, wherever is okay. Like documents, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So like tell me, even you just give me the topics, okay. But for this one, I just like give you some like based on small scope. Yeah, it's just So it's not really that high requirement. So yeah. Okay. And for the project, just repeat one more time, just one representative, one member to submit it. Okay. And later I will show you the for the server, sometimes you need to, for the website, you cannot test it, but for the Happy.js or MongoDB, you need to validate or like have some documents showing the endpoints and how can you right now you're using the like Postman or like using the terminal to test the API server, right? But we do have some, you can write some of the testing files to validate. That one I will give you the sample code. Then you can use it to create for testing you. Okay. So right here is the basic idea. You need to have a routing like included for your website, and then you need to connect with your server, and then maybe you need to able to, at least like for your website, you need to add in certain function. You need to retrieve the data, so you need to have some like get function, and then you need to update the content, so you need to have like post method, like post it, so send the JSON files. That's what you did for your assignment. Okay, so if you did it like able to make it so actually you can reuse those source code. Okay, and then maybe some other information. Okay, so based on your design. And also one more thing, for part 2, you can work on the CSS, but for the part 1, you don't have to submit, make a complete CSS file. And then later you need to do the validation, but in the lab time, I will cover all this part. Okay.
Yeah, we were trying to get some, but we had all these.
Okay. So I know the students, they are joining online, so you may contact other students, or like if you able to find the groups they are available, then you can try to create, like try to join a group and then let other students. Right now I see right now 3 groups, they are like have 5 students. For the rest, then you can communicate if you want to combine together or have one extra group. Okay, well, I understood because for the website you have pretty much workload, so I would recommend you like try to form a bigger group, then you can divide your work. Or I know someone maybe have better understanding of the Happy.js, the server MongoDB, then you can work on the backend more, and then rest of student can focus on the front end. Okay.
Like making. Yeah, like so. If you're looking at the actual slot. Yeah. You have the actual content. There's someone
Just a quick question asking, well, on Thursday is a Halloween, so I just checking like, you want to have like face-to-face, or do you want me to like switch it to online, so you have like flexible time? Any idea? I just listen. Mhm. Okay, so because it's Halloween, so maybe you want to a party. So I want to know how many of you like want to stay the same face to face, or do you want to switch to online or flexible, or want me to record a video? So I want to know any preferences, or which way do you prefer? Fine with anything?
I think I'll be here for my class before, so I don't mind.
Okay, yeah, because I have four like whole afternoon, so I need to know like each class ideas, like, yeah. So most of you want to just like online, then I can stay online, then you don't have to stay. If you want to come, I will record it. Because mainly Thursday will be lecture. Yeah, so it's like mainly just go through the no lab time, so you can feel free. In class, not I'm going to have a new assignment. It's like based on the login, but not. I will check the time maybe next week. So because most of the time I will give you 2 weeks for your assignment. Maybe I will add a little bit. I will take up certain part for the in class, maybe next week. So I will help you like to understand more on the creating the login page. But I know some are like for validation and because mainly it's a function. So maybe you don't know how to, let's say I talk about the function to validate, right? Maybe you know how to use the error function to validate the password. Maybe some of you not familiar, that I will give you the in-class exercise. So I'll show you how can you create a function, then you can get the value from the input field, then you can validate. So that was more like, I will take part of it. So let you familiar with more the function. Okay, yeah. So that one will be in-class, but not this week. Okay, we all know you just finished the assignment and the lots of things. So then you have a break for this week. Okay. Okay, so for others, if you no question, then I will end the class. So you are feel free to leave.